Hi, thank you for joining me. Today, I want to talk about when the parent shames the child, what that does to the relationship with the parent, and how to find healing after this. If you like my content, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. This is not a one-size-fits-all. Take the parts that can help you and leave behind the parts that don't make sense for you. Joseph Burgo, a psychotherapist, says that by unloading their shame onto others with accusations and insults, narcissists can reroute their shame. He says it's like a reflex for them. If you challenge my sense of self, I'm going to strike out and attack you. Parents with narcissistic tendencies oftentimes use shame when raising their kids, which is highly damaging to the relationship. When a parent looks at their child with judgment and anger, placing blame, it tells the child that they made their parent feel disgust and resentment for them. Sometimes this can happen while the child is being accused of something they didn't do, unloading their shame onto the child. Here's an example. A child asks her mother if she can go watch a movie with a friend. The mother responds with anger and disgust, saying, "You're not going to go watch it with a friend. You're lying. You're going to go meet up with a boyfriend, and you're going to end up getting pregnant, and you're just saying that so that you can be sneaky." The daughter was not meeting up with a boyfriend, was not lying, and she had not done this in the past to give her mother the impression that she would do it again. The daughter had no intentions of any of that, but the mother had gotten pregnant at a young age, and she used her own actions to punish, accuse, and manipulate the situation to maintain control. It's a method of taking the shame off of their own shoulders and placing it onto the shoulders of their children. The parent isn't just saying, "No, you can't go watch a movie." The parent is saying, "You can't go to the movie because of how terrible your behavior is and your intentions are. You're an untrustworthy liar." This is not healthy communication to have with a child. Falsely accusing is emotional abuse. This also justifies the parent's actions of keeping tight control over the child's independence and freedom. When this becomes normalized in the home, the child may feel intense emotions like anger and annoyance, becoming guarded and defensive. This child has been tried and found guilty by judge and jury. Psychologist Gerald Fishkin says that shame is connected to the limbic system, which is responsible for a fight or flight. So they attack your integrity, your intentions, who you are as a person, and you start to hide yourself to avoid the fight. It can be a war inside of the home that is lived in and day out while grenades are being launched. So as they may be attacking their child's intentions and who they are as a person, but in this situation, the reality is they are confessing their sins as though the child is a Catholic priest at confession. We just don't know this as kids, and we take this treatment very personally. They think that because they did it, their child will do it too. The child can develop feelings of worthlessness and not being good enough, not being able to be seen for who they really are by their parents, especially when there's a look of disgust in their eyes while being told who they are from their perceived flaws they have for their child. This child may learn quickly to not reach out for help with hard situations. They may learn to tread lightly and be careful what you say, because it could be used against you. Don't make waves. Don't need anything. Don't ask. These situations are one of the reasons it becomes highly improbable to develop healthy connections to the parent, and it sets the child up for how they view the world. How can you possibly have a healthy connection when you're up against untrue accusations, being called a liar, someone telling you what your intentions are, 100% believing what they say when they couldn't be further from the truth? How? When they somehow make themselves feel better by making you a loser, a liar, when they called you deceitful. The child may want to scream out, "I am a good person. If you would only open your eyes and look. I have love to give if only you could feel it. I am kind if only you could hear it. We could be friends if you would just let me in. Shame creates a stress response in your body that resembles a sunken posture with hunched shoulders. It's an expression of wanting to disappear, and it could lead us to withdraw, becoming distant and quiet. Shame is a painful beast. It's painful for the parent, and it's painful for the child it's projected onto. Imagine what the mother must have gone through in her childhood, the trauma she must have had to endure, the amount of shame she must have had to carry, for her to not know any other way but to pass it on to her own child. She can't possibly know what genuine love and acceptance feels like or what it looks like. And it's all so unnecessary. A child can bring great joy and unconditional love if it's allowed. If we are carrying shame from our childhood, we can allow ourselves to find a release and healing around it. First, identify where it came from. Write it out. Getting down the situation with all the emotions tied to it. Really feel into them with acceptance. Then challenge your beliefs and thought patterns around it. Ask yourself, what does holding on to this shame do for me? Does it hold me back, and how? Give yourself the compassion you didn't receive as a child when doing this, putting love into this part of yourself. Rediscover who you are and let go of the things that were said to you. They didn't have the means to be self-assessing, so how could they possibly be able to assess you accurately? You can't go back and change the past, but you can change the future. Every day is a new opportunity to release, heal, and find your peace. To step more fully into the light of who you are. Remember what lit you up as a child, maybe playing with bugs or worms, exploring in the woods, making things, being creative. What brought you joy as a child? Shift your thoughts to be empowering. What negative things do you say about yourself? Now say the opposite of those things. Write them down and make those the first words you say to yourself every morning. Reprogramming your mind, reparenting yourself. Carl Jung said, "The world will ask you who you are, and if you don't know, the world will tell you." I hope this helps. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I love you all.